Okay, time for the second quarter. Second quarter is always about the military and stuff that happened to me during the military. Uh, this particular story happened in Hill Air Force Base, Utah. Uh, I was stationed there for about 9 years. We had F4s and F-16s. Now when we happened to wind up there, it's kind of strange. Before I was assigned to Utah, I was assigned to Thailand, and we got there right as Vietnam was over. But we still went down there, and at the time, the problems they had in Vietnam, they were having in Thailand too. They were fighting down there. You had the communists fighting the non-communists. So first day you get there, they have what's called an in-brief. You go in and they tell you about the place, and this guy's up in front. He's got this huge map of Thailand, and half of it is painted red, and half, you know, it's different color, of course. And he goes and says that the half that's painted red is all controlled by the communists, right? And we're like, oh crap, you know, it's not good. And then he goes up to the middle of the red and points at this spot and says, this is where you are. We're like, what? You know, we're in the middle of where all the communists are at, and we were up in Nam Kam Phanam, and it was weird. The guy just basically said, they're kicking us out of Thailand too, like they kicked us out of Vietnam, basically. And we're going to be going. Everybody knows we're going to be going, and they have an agreement here that if we don't mess with them, they won't mess with us. And so far, it's pretty good. The locals are fighting each other, but if we just stay out of the way, everything will be fine. And we were like, okay, we say so. So anyway, I was there for their one base for 3 months, and then they closed it down and went another one for 3 months. And then they were kicking us out of the country, so they sent us to Utah. And I guess the reason was the bases in Thailand were Uban, Udorn, Utapao, stuff like that. So of course, when they kicked us out, they sent us to Utah. And Utah was quite a strange place because it was a depot base where they fixed F4s. When the F4s needed a lot of maintenance, they would go down there. And the base itself was almost all civilian. They had very few military people there. It was probably 80% civilian, and the rest, only 20% military. That is till we showed up. Once we showed up, there was a whole bunch of us, because they got the whole wing pretty much and stuck us over there. My shop, when I was in Thailand, had 24 people. When I wound up in Utah, there was 22 of us from the same place. So, you know, the surroundings were different, but you knew everybody pretty much. You know, there's a lot of people who didn't know, but you seen them around. But it was kind of the same thing, really odd. Anyway, I'm going to tell you some more stuff about the situation there. But anyway, that's how I wound up at Hill Air Force Base. We had F4s, but there were transitions to F-16. We started getting F-16s in. And eventually we did get them in. And the F-16 was a very unique airplane because it was the first airplane that flew by wire. And by wire, what that means is, traditional airplanes, you got the stick, and when you move the stick, it's tied to all these cables that go off to the surfaces, and that's how you move the surfaces, with this cables and a stick. They were all like that. The 16 was the very first airplane, was electronic. They had the joystick off to the side, and it didn't move hardly at all. I mean, it was solid. And you just grab this thing and just put pressure forward or backwards or left or right, and the plane would do what you want. But, you know, it had some bugs, you know, at first. Not real bad ones, but it did. So as we're flying this airplane, getting used to it, because we were a combat-ready organization, and we got to get our shit together, you know, because we're combat ready. You know, we're flying all over the place, and we're going TDY here, TDY there, go to this one base, go to this other base, and just practice. All we were doing is practicing, getting up, going someplace, attacking whoever's there, then get our stuff back, and then come back home, and then wait a couple of months or so, then we go some other place, pack all our crap up, go down there, practice killing people over there, come back. And basically that's all we did, you know. That was just our job, F-16s. Anyway, we went through a bad rash there for a while where one of them crashed, which is big news because they're new airplanes. And then another one crashed pretty close to at the same time. So what wound up happening is the local papers and everybody, they want information. They want to find out what's going on. And we had a big meeting at work, you know, and everybody was there that works all the airplanes. There's a whole ton of us, and we got a brief that said they expect phone calls everywhere on the base with people wanting to get information. They said if you get a phone call, to refer them to your commander or human relations office. So everybody's like, okay, it's cool, right? So we go back about our business, and within about 2 days, I picked the phone up and it rang, and I gave my name, my rank, and my organization. And this guy, and he's a reporter, and he starts asking me questions about the airplane and what's going on with him, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, I got one of these guys, man, it sucks. So he asked me these questions, and I go, hey, look, I just work here. I just work here. You want to get the right information, call my commander, or you can call human relations, you know, public relations. And the guy says, well, who's your commander? And I go, my commander is Major Duck. Then he asked me another question. He says, what's his first name? And I went, Donald. And then I heard this laughing in the background all of a sudden, this guy was cracking up in the background, and I'm thinking, what the hell? What did I say? And I went, oh my God, I said Donald. It's Donald Duck. And my commander's name was actually David, you know? So I went, no, it's David. It's not Donald. It's David. And he goes, okay, I'll get a hold of him. And I go, sorry, I couldn't help you. And I'm like, oh, crap. I might even be in the paper now. They want to have me saying, you got Major Donald Duck, probably a big Mickey Mouse outfit or something. I was like, oh, I was not happy with myself for screwing up like that. It was so stupid. But luckily, I guess the guy thought it was funny, but he didn't think it was worth writing about it. So I lucked out. Never got out, but I did that stupid thing. I don't even think I told him many friends either. I was kind of embarrassed about it. Okay. That's the end of the second quarter. I'll be doing the third quarter later. Catch you later.